online television, and I am your host Sharon Obisa. In this television, we are going to bring to you hot topics outside there, trending news, and various trending topics, activities that are going outside there. We are going to have conversations about things that are affecting you, directly or indirectly, and we are going to enlighten you. And we're also going to bring in many other more stories from outside there, around Kenya, or even around the world. And today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic about African culture. And we are going to analyze how modernity has impacted on African culture. And the question of the show is, are we free? We as Africans, are we free? Wherever you are right now, are we free? Or are we being enslaved by modernity to some extent? And that is what we are going to discuss by our guest on the show. Let us give him a chance to introduce himself. Welcome to the show. How are
Thanks.
you?
I'm fine,
Mhm.
thank you.
Please kindly introduce yourself.
My name is Oscar Sula,
Uh-huh.
famously known as Vex. I'm a film director. I'm a marketing manager at Vex Media Technology, and I'm an entrepreneur. Also, I'm a proud African young man. I'm so privileged to be part of this conversation today, and I'm really honored.
Quite interesting. Thank you. Thank you very much for honoring our invitation today, and you're highly welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Feel at home. So today's show is about African culture. We want to discuss broadly how Western culture, or what we call modernity, has affected African culture. We want to analyze the positive implication and the negative implications, and we want to look at it in various perspectives and find out whether we as Africans are free. So the question of the show is, are we free as Africans? Has modernity enslaved us to some extent? And if we are enslaved, to what extent? And if we are not, how do we feel about, how do we know, or how do we actually feel about being free? Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, Oscar, just to enlighten our viewers about the topic, we would like you to tell us your understanding of culture and broadly an African culture.
Um, Thank you, Sharon. To my understanding, culture is an identity. It's a particular identity that identifies someone or something that makes him a bit differ in terms of ideology, art, and and intellectual when it comes to like when we talk about now human being as our make you understand. Yeah.
So generally, it's something that is associated to the social behavior.
Yeah, the social.
Something that identifies you as a human being.
Yes.
How do you behave as a human being? And I will also want to add that maybe it is associated or it attached to the environment to which somebody is coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another thing is about modernity. What is your understanding of modernity?
Modernity is modernity is a transformational change of an idea or something into the current world. You understand? Like when we are talking about modernity, we are talking about the transformation, the progressive transformation that is recurrent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's basically my take. That's basically my view about modernity when I
Okay.
view it in that perspective.
Okay, I think that is understandable. So the question is, how do you feel about modernity? How do you think that we as Africans, the things that used to identify us as Africans, are they affected in one way or another? And in what way are they affected?
Uh, Thank you, Sharon. You understand, when you talk about modernity and culture, there are two things that always go together. Uh, Modernity, culture, and the biology of human beings in, in particular is something that goes hand in hand. You know, let's look at it in this perspective. You understand that we had our own beliefs. Yeah. Yeah, before the second civilization.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had our own belief, how we used to do things, how we used. Okay, there was always the two sides of the.
Yeah, yeah,
Of,
yeah. So to say, we had our own traditions,
yeah,
things that we were behaving in accordance to.
yes,
Yeah.
we had our own beliefs, we had our own culture, we had our own gods, we had our own way of seeing the world.
Things, yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
our one way of seeing the
Even
world.
our own way of dressing,
Yes,
actually.
yes,
So
yes.
initially, we used not to dress the way we do now.
Yeah, obviously
So obviously, a
we
lot
have
of things
we have
have changed.
yeah.
So how do you feel about the change?
Mm, to some extent, you can say the change, uh, physically, psychologically, there are some aspect of there are some aspect of the culture that change on the better good. You see, now you can't. There's always two sides of the story. The limitation of everything. You
There is,
understand? There's always a limitation when we talk about the culture,
and there's always a good
a
thing
good
about
the
change.
the good change about it. But you understand now. Now when we talk about culture, African culture at large, it's not just about the 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 idea of now African moving from their own culture to this culture. Every like you see, the world is evolving at a certain rate, and it's not easy to revert the process. But you see, when we come when now buy we can't just buy an idea and take it fully and own the idea without actually looking at the repercussions of it, long term, short term, and all that.
Okay, talking about evolution, when you say that the world is evolving, it is changing. The world itself is changing. So when we talk about change, and you feel that the modernity has impacted negatively on African culture, and now we have a world that is evolving. Do you think we Africans, even if we could have not had this Western culture that we normally have, we today have, the way of dressing, the way we eat, our behavior, internet, and so many things. Do you think we as African we could have transformed into something that is not what we were? Because the world is changing.
Yeah, okay. This is the point. Uh, the world was evolving even before colonization, even
Exactly.
before yes.
Things
So
were changing.
think
People were coming up with
the
ideas.
people were coming up with ideas, and you see the nature of human mind, it grows within certain time,
Yeah.
how you used to think, the more
Time.
time with
Time.
time,
Yeah,
yeah.
with time.
So the more you, even if Africans were not colonized and brought all these thing we call
We
civilization
could have had our
on,
own
we could have had
civilization.
our own civilization. Okay, we can talk about countries that were never colonized. They are among some of the countries are amongst the first world countries. They have just maintained their culture, everything, their belief, and they evolved towards the perspective, and they and they grew the idea into something productive,
That
without
without
buying another
actually burying their
their own.
own.
Yes, yes.
Okay, that reminds me, in our context, like when you take a tribe, for example, in Luo tribe, let me take that because I'm too familiar with it. So you realize that there are some words when you look into language, there are some words that we do not have them in our vocabulary today. You will find it when you want to get a meaning of a word like hotel. I only knew the meaning of the translation of hotel word in Luo context after I had really researched about it from my great grandmother who passed recently. So you see, I realized that me as a Luo, I am not being a Luo then. if there are some words that are not existing in my vocabulary today, as a new as I am in this generation, and they used to exist, then it means I am not a Luo. You see, I am somebody else. You see that?
You see,
So that is the thing. So I am wondering, even if we were to evolve into something different, even if we were to change, do you think we could have gone this far?
uh, we could have gone even much further than how we are today. Uh, you see, there is always, I told you, there's something, there's a question now we say, the cube honor. Who is benefiting when who is suffering? Yes. You see, uh, mostly something to do with the culture and, 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 and evolution and how the world is where it is, and modernization has a lot to do with the psychological
The
aspect.
psychology.
The psychological aspect has been affected the most. You find out that the biggest mistake we did as as Africans was, it's not bad to take in new culture, but you always take in what is best and leave out what is not.
I think in that perspective, you're trying to say we took in something new by undermining what we have.
Yes,
We,
that's basically what we did. For instance, we have the commercial world. When we talk about, we had our own gambling games. When you used to grow up, you used to find those gambling games. Yes, that we used to play, the Magola, Nini, and all that. So you understand. So what if we had our own way of
our
playing?
own gambling game.
So we had
that
our
was
own
not,
way of playing soccer.
uh,
We had our own way of doing
exactly. Even
everything.
wrestling. You
Even
see, yeah,
wrestling.
even wrestling.
Right now, you can find that we can learn about taekwondo, karate,
Yeah,
and we
and we are
forgot
struggling to learn it.
to learn it.
Yeah.
But we had our own ways and tactics of
Yeah,
fighting,
of
of
wrestling
wrestling,
actually.
our
It's
own
true.
sports.
Yeah,
You see,
that's
that's the
thing.
problem
Yeah.
now. You see, as Africans, we were told, uh, when the second civilization was coming, we were told that, uh, in simple terms, we were told that whatever we are doing doesn't is not good.
It's not healthy. It's
Is
not
not
important.
important. So whatever they are bringing
Is much better.
is much better.
Yeah.
You see, okay, it's not bad. It's not a bad idea to say that, but we should also we were in a position now to convince also Europeans.
Okay,
Now,
the thing is, I think we were just not strong enough, because how can somebody tell you that something that you grew up knowing is a bad thing and you buy it? And this is something that has sustained generations and generations, and it did not affect them negatively.
okay,
So I think that there is a problem there. The thing is, we undermined our culture so much that we decided to trash it down the trail.
yeah.
And I think to some extent, yeah, when we go back to the question of the show, that is the freedom of Africans, I think, to me, I think we are not free, unless you think differently.
Uh, I'm taking it this way. I'm taking it in two ways. You see, uh, when we speak about now, let's look at an African man.
Yeah.
You see, this is us. Yes. One thing that Africa has, eh? One thing that Africa had and still has was our culture. We
Yeah.
were deeply rooted in our culture. You see, and that's all the only thing that was uniting Africa as one nation. You see, so there is always the effect where when we start now talking about, now let's now talk about now the culture, the effect of the culture,
The effect of
you know,
modernity.
modernity, ndio, into African culture. You see, now you have to look at the, how do we call it now, the end benefit of every aspect. You see, Africans, the main reason why in the first place Europeans were searching for land, and for we are expanding their territory, was basically business. It was all business oriented, you see, and they found Africa a better place to move their product. So if this guy has to sell you something, he has to be in a position to convince you that whatever you are having
It's less valuable
is less valuable,
than what he has.
yes, than
Yeah.
what he has.
Yeah.
That's why even right in the modern world, a Maasai, a Maasai from Marsabit or Wajir or wherever, if he walks around here with this shuka, is seen as not 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 in the modern perspective, an outdated
Yeah,
version.
like,
But
it's true. There's a way that we think that we even discriminate our own. You see, people like Masai have a very very big problem. Like that shuka. I've never gone to a bank and seen a Masai, yani a man in shuka at the teller. You see, and the question is, why? Do you know, it doesn't mean that they are not there. Masais are there.
yes,
But for them to be accommodated there are conditions.
yes,
And that is, they will have to look formal. According to those people, these guys don't look formal.
yes,
Yeah, they,
yes,
they
and that's the point. That's the basic point. That the European, there's a slogan that an African man from akina Kenja Kikilili wameanza said, never trust a white man. Yes, there is always a motive in every idea he brings, and that's what Africans didn't understand.
let us not say it like that. Okay, never trust a black man is sounding discriminative, because black or white, at the end game we are humans,
Yes,
right?
yes, the
So
game is
the idea
human,
of not
but you see,
trusting a white man,
the people who have
I
manipulated.
would prefer it this way. When you say you do not trust, you don't have to trust everybody's idea. Like somebody, I can bring to you an idea with an intention. Like nobody comes to you with something without interest, without having an interest or an intention behind it. So everybody does that. African, white, black, or whoever you are. If somebody comes to you with something, they have, in one way or another, they have an intention. They want to benefit
The
from
motive
it.
now,
There's a
the
motive.
motive
Yeah.
now. You look at them. You see, I'm not the guy who take two sides. I'll stick to this thing and then hold on to this other one. You see, you have to choose. And sometimes back, maybe we had a discussion and you told me this, and I came to realize that you have now to choose which path. You see, as
Yeah, you have to
Africa,
choose.
yes, as Africans, our culture was greatly undermined. We are supposed now to live under our own culture, under someone else's condition. That's why you'll find a Maasai is not employed in a bank wearing their own shuka. A Kamba cannot come wearing those beads in a corporate institution.
Yeah.
There is nowhere where our hair hostess can wear the Maasai or embrace the Luya culture, wear that skin. Okay, we can modernize the skin to look in a bit better way, but you see,
Which we could have done, I believe.
which we could have done.
The
which
way,
was
the way
possible.
things were moving, of course, with time, knowledge, even if a child is born, it starts with rudimentary knowledge. A child develops, his brain develops into something bigger until it comes to a point where it can understand what is wrong and what is right. He can be able to create something out of his mind. He can be able to make decisions, come up with ideas. So I think this is the thing. By the way, to make our viewers understand this, we Africans, it's not like we were just seated back home waiting for the world to end.
We were doing something.
We were thinking.
We were thinking. We were doing something.
We
Yes,
were
we
thinking.
evolved from the Stone Age where we used to.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
And we
So,
survived because
and-
when environment changed, there are things that change. For instance, the accommodation, the shelter aspect.
Yes.
So you see, when environment changed, people realized that there were things that could not now accommodate them well. Look at the cave. People came from the cave
Cave.
to
Yes.
thatched houses.
Houses.
What was wrong with
What
that?
was
There
Yes.
was nothing wrong
The,
with that.
yes.
Yeah, it means it actually justified the fact that it's not like we were just seated waiting for the world to end.
Yes.
We were thinking.
You are thinking. That's
Yeah,
why
we
we
were
came
actually
from the
thinking.
cave,
That is,
and
we came from
from
the
the
cave
cave
and
and
went to a
a
house.
house. No,
Yeah.
we stopped using the, the the sticks to light fire, and then
Yeah.
we started using from the stones.
From this.
We evolved from the stones to where we used to do sticks, and then we evolved from the stick where we used to use animals waste
Yeah,
to
really.
light fire.
I didn't know that.
We
So you see,
we were evolving.
we
We
were
were
evolving
actually on the
actually.
track.
So can we now say that we as Africans, we are not free. We are slaves.
That's the point. Like, we are slave to, and if you can go to,
We actually enslaved ourselves.
we enslaved ourselves. You see, when you go to the first world country
Uh-huh.
like China,
Mm.
you see one thing that has made them to be where they are
Mhm.
is their culture.
Is that it?
Even when
And they insist on it.
and they insist on
Even
it.
if they come to Africa, they still insist on doing their things the
Yes.
way they do. By the way, what is wrong with us? Why do we have to find somebody else's
I told you.
idea or way of
I
behaving
told you.
interesting?
I told you these things start more with the psychological.
Mhm.
How they brought us up.
Mhm.
See, how they shape. There's always people who are shaping the world to look in a certain perspective to their benefit, and those are people who are moving their products. Yes. uh, Most of these countries that most of the countries that move their goods in Africa.
Mhm.
Yes. I want to look at this. Studio. Now on a bigger perspective, let's look at this. You'll find out that a country that does not produce in Africa, they still have their culture. Look at Somaliland.
Okay, you're trying to say countries that do not have natural resources
Yes, they still have
are
their
safe.
are safe. Yeah. What I
Uh-huh.
simply mean is
So to me, the
there is
colonization was intentional
the colonization was
and
intentional.
well orchestrated. It was planned.
It was planned. You see, uh, the countries that produce nothing still has their culture. No one bothers about it.
Yeah, no one bothers about
Yes.
them. True.
But stable countries, let's talk about Kenya because we are in Kenya.
Yeah, we
The-
have a lot of things. We have tea.
we have tea, we
And I
have
had we
what?
had oil and
We
there
have
was
oil, we have okay, it's a very big, like it's a well calculated move.
yeah
How do we put these people in this
in
position,
a cave.
in this
a
position,
cave, yeah.
so that we can move this motive or this
Yeah.
product? You
And,
see,
and it's quite
they,
interesting to realize that it was a cave that the person in the cave does not realize that he or she is in a cave.
okay, when
How you like you are made to feel comfortable in a misery.
okay, when
It's
when
funny.
when we talk about, when I've done data-driven marketing and the psychological aspect of the marketing aspect, the easiest way to move people is through psychology.
Yeah.
When they don't feel like they are being moved. Yes,
Exactly.
like you,
You make them
but
feel
you
complacent.
put yourself at the center of everything,
Uh-huh.
and then you are twisting. You are the one pulling the strings. Either way, the strings
Move.
is still in your position.
It's still in your favor.
Even if the other person pulls the most, even if the left guy pulls the most, but you are the one
You
still in
regain
position.
your stand.
Yes, they are all. You are still there. You are the one they are pulling from. So and that is it. And that's why they make sure that you are on a very high speed of modernization. Yes, because the more we
So much that you do not you don't have that chance to sit and think
think
about
about
what happened yesterday.
yesterday, yes, you are too focused on tomorrow.
Yeah, we're too
Yeah,
focused
yeah,
on
you
tomorrow.
like they put you in a perspective where you are too focused on the tomorrow, without really reflecting on what happened yesterday. Why is it that this is happening? Where am I? Why am I in this position?
Yeah.
Yes.
They
So
don't give you that chance.
yes, they'll bring you. That's why they keep on bringing version.
Versions of things. And
So
you know, we realize that we accommodated it so much that those versions we are on look, we are always on, and we even pressure like, how comes there is no better version of this? We start complaining.
yes,
Like this phone is old. How come there's no better version of this phone yet? Yeah. We push it. In fact, we are the people now pushing it. We push those people to upgrade their.
Let's say after the show now I'll discuss more of the psychological aspect that affected the that has really affected us as a person when we talk about now in person. Now when we talk about the culture,
Yeah.
It's just something. It's a very wide topic.
Yeah,
It's a very big thing.
And I realize that we can discuss it the whole day.
Yeah. the inheritors of the technology, you see, are the ones who are now designing it to favor.
They are abusing it actually.
Abusing it to favor their own selfish interests. You see, when the invention were there, you see, no one knew that you will create AI machine that will use the same data against you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. You see,
that will have a situation where your keyboard is telling you who you are.
yes. So
what you like eating, what you like doing.
yes, like you see, and as Africans, I think we are very ignorant when it comes to reading the terms and conditions. These stuffs are regulated. Make sure you understand what you sign up for. Yes, as a person, understand what you sign up for in technology. No one takes time to read the terms and conditions.
It's always accept.
Accept. So you are always accepting what you don't know. Yes. And those people will access all your data and then still use the same data
against
you as a person. Now you see, after they have accessed, if someone can access how you think, how you feel, it's very easy for him to manipulate you.
Is true.
And that's the same way they know what they should bring to the market. And those people work jointly together. Yes, exactly. Like those people are one thing. One thing in a different in a different brand. So they'll always work together toward a same goal. And that's why I want to encourage people,
especially young people, please,
especially
young people.
Yes,
because this is the generation that will wake up tomorrow and everything will be gone. Everything about
you
Africa
see, they influence you socially, mentally, emotionally, and how you see the world, the world the world in general. Yeah. So these are people who knows what you eat, what you like, or what you like dressing. So they always bring you are alive. You are a person that is being dictated toward a certain direction.
Like there's another version of you somewhere. Somebody is manipulating and you are giving in. You are giving in.
Yes. Like let's say like Google. Let's talk about like Google. Those people who came up with Google didn't have bad intention. They just wanted the world to be a small village where someone can get access information about USA, wherever
you are,
wherever you want,
despite of your location.
But look at what they are doing right now.
It's too much.
Yes. Now what they are doing is to make you to kill other people's culture and to bring you new belief that this is the way to go. Yes, like there is another different version of you.
Like we said, there's a version of you that is telling you do this and you are doing it. You are giving it.
You're giving it very easily. Because
so I think youth should be aware. Like when you are using Google, my friends out there, please use it responsibly. It's not a matter of going out there and looking at these things that affect your brain, the way you think.
You see, the psychological part of human being is the most important part. You see, that is the only place when you tap someone, you can easily manipulate. That's why people are being manipulated through religion and all that. Everything. Financially and everything. You can hear a lot of cases. And
like today, when you go to the internet, when you are a job seeker, you will find this Illuminati platform, like join Illuminati to get rich. Like you have been looking for jobs, and now the next thing that is coming, join Illuminati to be rich. You see, like this person has known what you want so much that he's already giving you a solution.
So that's the
basic. I think this world we can expect more. We should expect more. And we as youths, we should be aware of these things.
Like the people we should understand that people who have now inherited the internet have no good intention of humanity.
Okay, it's not like we don't have any good extension, but it's like you said, psychological. When you go to the Google, you see something like you are a young man, you see a naked girl, and you are like, wow, what is this? I want to see more of this. You see,
Yes.
so when you click on that, more of
Of
it
this
will come
come.
so much that I'll even what you didn't something that
You
you
know,
didn't even expect.
in marketing.
So Oscar, let us just wrap it up. We can talk the whole day,
Okay,
but
like for instance,
yeah.
just one thing. In marketing, this is an I want people to understand that there is always a motive towards everything you see, you hear, you
Yeah.
listen to. What people are telling you there, ask yourself always, be it on radio, on television, on magazine, or whatever, any media or any print, understand what kind of information are they bringing? What is
Yeah.
the motive behind it?
Behind it.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Why do that? Why does it that this person want me to go this direction? This is how I've been brought up. This is how I want to go. Yes. Our own girls now
As it, we should sit back and reflect.
reflect. Yes.
Reflect on
Yes.
yourself.
If
Reflect on
you
what
are
you
a,
absorb.
yes, if you are a woman, you have been brought up with a family where you had a mother, father, and kids.
And now social media is telling you you
Nini.
don't need a family. So Oscar, generally, what is your advice to people out there about culture and modernization?
My advice to mostly youth and the upcoming generation, because we are the ones who are now going to take this world to the next level.
Yeah.
Yes. One, understand what you are consuming, take in what is necessary, avoid the unnecessary, stick to what you learned from, you inherited from your parents, and taking very seriously that if you have been brought up by a father, a mother, nuclear family, make sure you stick to how you are
Take
brought.
it to the next level.
Yes.
Don't end up alone.
Yes.
Like,
You see, there are a few things maybe you can maybe drop that maybe can't apply to the modern society, but make sure if you are groomed to be a man, be a man. If you are groomed to be a woman, be a woman. Um, uh, Make sure that you create time for companionship around nature and around people. Don't spend a lot of time on the internet. Know when the necessary time, and know what you are using the internet for, because that's the only place. And know who your influencers are, what are they selling to you. Listen, be keen on everything that you consume. You information, be it information, be it
food, even food.
be it what that do I need to do this? Do I need this?
Is it really necessary?
Is it really necessary?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that is all of
Okay,
it.
thank you. I think that's all
That
for
is
now.
all.
But tuko sawa?
Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate your time on the show today, and I hope you enjoyed the conversation. And we will be bringing to you more of these hot conversations, almost like every day. So watch out for next, and please do not forget to subscribe and turn on your notification button in case we drop in another video like this. You will be the first one to know. So thank you very much, and all the best, and have a lovely day. Oscar, thank you very much for coming.
Thank
We
you.
really appreciate.
Thank
I
you.
hope you'll come next time.
I will.
And again and again and again.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sharon.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a lovely day.
Bye. Bye.
Okay. Mama, bado una record nini?
Okay. On the sets, action.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I think you had interesting more cut. Niendelee.
Come. Action.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a very good day or a very. Mbona
Fanya hivi. Simama, tembea one step. At least nitakupa confidence. Action. Action.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate your time with me here on the show, and I really appreciate highly. And you guys, I hope to see you next time. And please, please, please do not forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on your notification button so that in case we drop in another video like this or anything like I promised in the beginning of the show, you'll be the first one to know. So you guys, thank you very much and bye.
Yes. Ndio tunakata.
Hey, sure. Umeniweka journalist.
Hii journalist ni create content. Journalist ni
Lakini
ngumu. Huyu anashaienda mmoja atakwambia. Journalist atakufukuza. Watu wengi kwa panel. Au utaanza kusumbua hapo. Watu ati presentation. Watu ni 100. Ndio unaanza kusumbua ati take again. Director Alfred Basari anakuambia just wait there, we will deal with director wake na sema naambia wait there, I will come back to you. We'll come back to you later. Next. Isikianga tu next, unajua tu hapo wewe. Wewe ndio kiti ya mtabeba hiki. Nitakumaliza.
Na sababu tuangalie ni mtu anasema ati hawezi paka rangi, ati hiyo rangi inaweza panguza. Sasa nataka confirm kama kweli.
Ni silk inaweza panguza. Ana tu confirm.
Mimi confirm
Nakwambia silk.
Na ni kitu mgongo hivyo nataka Samekata. Sisi mwongea nani mkono mzima huyo.
Rangi ni kipi? Paka tu ya skin mwenyewe pole pole. Unua kaneni kamoja ka 150.
Niko nipa tempo sana mpaka rangi sio. Mimi nataka
Unless utafuta nyumba nyingine.
itabidi sasa nitafute nyingine. Na unajua nataka confirm, sawa, endeni tutafuta kama nataka.
Yes. Sasa. Yes. Yeah. Ndio. Si. Kwa sababu hakuna mafuta. Yeah. Kwa bwana yangu.
mimi nikupe kama ya moto.
You're not here to die. Kwanza niangalie. Kidogo tu. pita tu. Aya, we pause. Give me a pose, strike a pose. Na sideways. Nice. Simame tu hapa nikupige picha moja before your tractor zifike. Yes. Aha. Kidogo hata. Ulikuwa umeogopa. Wacha ipite kwanza. Saa hizo fruta hizo stuff za. Ngoja Linda. Enda. Yeah. That is okay. Hata hakuna mtu anaweza tokea kwa picha yako. Hebu relax na upige pause. Sina sideways, unajua mapose. Nice. Nakupiga picha. Picha zako zimeweza. Eh? Ya pesa. Si uende pale. Pigia hapo. Singira kwambia pigia hapo. Ndio video kwa background iko mbali na distance ya background na kamera ziko mbali ndio uko in the center of it. Naona hapa. Dakika moja. There, Yes. Nyingine? Sikia hiyo. Fanya hiyo. Una confidence.
Sio unanielewa kwa sababu unani-expose. Hiyo sio. Hebu.
Inafiti.
Hebu ni. Hiyo ya face sijakuwa satisfied. Bado haijafanya. Tujaiseti poa. What do I do?
Wewe ni confidence yako ndio inataka picha. Venye unapiga picha na confidence unapiga nayo. kidogo tu hivyo. Kidogo. Sawa. Yeah. Kidogo.
Ndio.
Okay.
Wacha
And funga kidogo tu. Kidogo nipige. Hapa tena kidogo. Maintain hivyo. Nini? Fanya piga pause yenyewe na hivyo. Kidogo nipige. Effective. Just kidogo. Nataka picha ya Rita. Hivyo daraja nataka picha real. Nataka nikupate tu in action. File nini? Nimepata kala tax. Kala choro smile.
hii imeweza. Iko poa. Iko poa pia.
Nataka nipigie
Hapa. Like straight. No nothing.
nataka sicha detail. Fanya hivi.
Tumefika mnaniajaza
Bwana,
Sikuwa fixed. Barabara alafu natobea tumefika.
usifungue macho.
Usicheke.
Smile.
Hebu nione. Nachangu ni red one. Oscar,
I wanted this. You get the difference. Nilikuwa nataka picha iko na hati kidogo. Na iko tu plain. Hiyo iko na. Okay, twende. Lens ndogo sana.
let's go. Umebeba? Kwa nini? Umeibakisha na si